Well, now at the end of the second month of 2021, and so far things look, well, pretty much as the way they did last year in the amazingly challenged 2020. But we might have a worse or a way worse year ahead of us that'll make us look back at 2020 with love and affection. Even if one of the predictions from 2021 comes true, then we have to prepare for the end of the world as we know it. Yes, you're welcome. This song is stuck in our heads too. Well, today we're going to look at the top 10 scariest predictions about the year ahead of us. And let's hope that by 2022 we'll look back at this video and laugh, and not look back at this video and cry while we're hidden in a bunker trying to get away from zombies. Yeah, I said zombies. Just wait and see what we have for you. Are you ready? As much as you can be, that is. Number 1, the Earth will be hit by an asteroid. 2021 started with 5 asteroids passing close to Earth on January 6. All 3 of them were relatively small, and 2 of them were as big as the Eiffel Tower, to say they were more than 324 meters each. Having thankfully avoided that disaster, all eyes are now turned on the next date that could mean danger, and that's May the 6th, when asteroid 2009 KF1, which it's technically still possible, it could collide with Earth. To make matters even worse, we have the prediction of Nostradamus that specifically says, "In the sky one sees fire and long trails of sparks." If that doesn't sound like an asteroid to you, well, I don't know what would. Number 2 is a devastating earthquake. Apart from the global pandemic, 2020 gave us moments of absolute natural disasters that we really hope won't be repeated in 2021. But unfortunately, the possibility is there. And more specifically, there's been talk for years that California is expecting a big earthquake, and 2021, it just might be the year for it. After all, Nostradamus has predicted it, and not only the earthquake and the place, but the date as well, which is the 25th of November, 2021. You want to know what he said? "The sloping park, great calamity, through the lands of the west, and Lombardy the fire of the ship, plague and captivity, Mercury and Sagittarius, Saturn fading." He might not have said California, but everyone who's read it believes that's exactly where he's talking about. Number 3 is biblical famine. This might be the most scary of all predictions for 2021. Following a global pandemic, it's only natural that the currently existing famine is going to get worse. Specifically, the head of the World Food Program said in an interview, "We're going to have famines of biblical proportion in 2021. Of course, for the believers of Nostradamus, that's nothing new. He predicted this one as well. And even scarier, he predicted that this great famine would come after natural disasters, check, and a great virus, check and check, and in his words, after great trouble for humanity. A greater one is prepared. The great mover renews the ages. Rain, blood, milk, famine, steel, and plague. Is the heavens fire scene a long spark running? Number 4 is solar storms. Nostradamus, he's at it again. He predicted solar storms for 2021. And guess what's happening? Scientists are actually talking about it. More specifically, solar physicists are experiencing an uptick in stormy space weather with implications that affect us right here on Earth. The sun could unleash a dangerous surge of magnetically charged plasma that could severely damage or destroy critically important electric power systems, satellites, spacecraft, and telecommunications. The specific words that Nostradamus said that people have interpreted to mean we're going to have this happen? Did you get all that? "We shall see the water rising and the earth falling under it," and another passage that says, "Throughout his realm the fleur de lis deserted. Bodies dead by water, land one will bring there, vainly awaiting the good fortune to be buried there." Spooky to say the least, if you understand it. How are you holding up? Now, we're not wanting to scare you to put on your emergency backpack and get ready to go, but how are you? I mean, just want to give you a quick suggestion too. In case the end of the world actually comes, go ahead and subscribe to the channel now so you'll have something fun to watch while you're hiding in your bunker from the disasters. Come on, think about it. Number 5, soldiers will have chips implanted into their brains. The idea of cyborg soldiers might sound like fun to some people who are used to seeing these things in video games and movies. But a real-life scenario where soldiers would have a chip in their brain to control them is not, let's say, the best idea in the world. The chip is supposed to provide the soldier with essential digital intelligence, which would be greater than biological intelligence and process. Simply, the soldiers would develop AI, artificial intelligence, along with the physical strength of their bodies and the smartness of their brains. According to Nostradamus, the newly made one will lead the army, almost cut off up to near the bank. Help from the Milanus elite straining, the Duke deprived of his eyes in Milan in an iron cage. These new super soldiers will apparently be needed to save the human race and lead the armed forces. Now, it doesn't really sound like a good idea, or maybe we've watched too many disaster sci-fi movies. Either or. Number 6 is cybersecurity. A lot of different reasons have left cybersecurity experts wondering if their worst nightmares might just come true in 2021. To begin with, there's the possibility that remote workers will be the focus of cyber criminals all through 2021. And the legacy security architecture like VPNs will be the weak link for most organizations. They're also afraid that in order to cope with reduced budgets, CSOs and CISOs will seek convergence across security solutions. The scariest concern, though, is that the impact of breaches in the healthcare sector may be deadly. In general, the adoption of new technologies and increase in internet users means most of the world's population is at great risk of data exposure. Let's hope that we'll remain safe as we can behind our screens, because they're one of the few things we have in this pandemic to take comfort from in trying to maintain some sort of social life. Number 7, the coronavirus will continue. Around the world, epidemiologists are constructing both short and long-term projections as a way to prepare for the spread and impact of COVID-19. Although their forecasts and timelines vary, modelers seem to completely agree on one thing, and to be honest, it doesn't seem to be predicting a very bright future. They say COVID-19 is here to stay, and the future depends on a lot of unknowns, including whether people develop lasting immunity to the virus, whether seasonality affects its spread, and the choices made by governments and individuals. It seems like social distancing could be required intermittently for years to suppress the COVID-19 peaks. Number 8, the end of antibiotics. Less than a century after antibiotics came into our lives, they're now faced with an existential crisis. As we continue to overuse them, they become less and less effective. And in combination with the fact that research and development on new antibiotics has slowed down, the world is suddenly at great danger of dying from a simple disease that until a couple years ago could be prevented by simply taking antibiotics. We could have very soon an invisible army of super-resistant bacteria on the march, and our shields that were antibiotics might end up being the weapon that's going to turn against us. Another factor is that antibiotics have been used not to just combat sickness, but promote weight gain and faster growth in farm animals for several decades now. Around 70% of antibiotics in the U.S. are given to livestock, and this has a knock-on effect on human health as the resistant strains of bacteria get into the food chain and are consumed by us. So even if you're not actually taking antibiotics, they're in your food and you consume them. Number 9, aliens. While watching Perseverance landing on Mars, we couldn't help but wonder what it'll find there and what we don't know about them. Blame it on the vintage sci-fi books we used to read, or blame it on conspiracy theories about aliens, we can't shake the feeling that Perseverance might be looking for some sign of alien life out there on the red planet. We already know that Mars once had abundant flowing water and that the climatic conditions may have been great for microbes. If we can find a single bacterium on Mars, it really bodes well for the solar system and beyond. But it's not just Mars that scientists look closely upon for signs of life. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune each host a plethora of icy moons that also may be habitable for life. At least 2 missions in the coming years will target Jupiter's Europa in an effort to learn more about this water-spurting moon. We can only wait and see and hope that if we do get a surprise, it's a pleasant one. Because with all these predictions, we definitely don't want to think of any hostile aliens finally deciding to communicate with us on top of all this other. Well, are you feeling excited for the year ahead? Yeah, we're not either. You know what would make us excited, though? If you'd like the video and then subscribe to the channel. I mean, we might not be able to save the world, but at least we can make each other happy. So before we show you the last and craziest prediction for 2021, hit those magic buttons, would you? Are you ready to continue? Let's go. Number 10, the zombie apocalypse. Wait a minute. Here's what Nostradamus said about the zombie apocalypse. You're not hearing things. We did actually say the words zombie apocalypse. Now, Like this is what we've been missing, right? Well, what he said was this: few young people, half dead to give a start, dead through spite. He will cause the others to shine, and in an exalted place some great evils to occur. Sad concepts will come to harm each one, temporal dignified, the mass to succeed, fathers and mothers dead of infinite sorrows, women in mourning, the pestilent she-monster, the great one to be no more, all the world to end. Super hopeful. Apparently, the zombie apocalypse will happen because someone will create a biological weapon that will create a virus that will turn people into zombies. And those zombies are going to kill the rest of us. Great, amazing, I'm not freaking out at all. Well, there you have it for today, the top 10 scariest predictions for 2021. Many of them as told by Nostradamus and interpreted by others. Which prediction did you find particularly scary, and which one do you think is most possibly to actually happen? Tell us in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that notification button and make sure you don't miss our next video. Until next time, stay safe.